Okay. Hey y'all, I got an announcement to make. I would say that I'm excited, but I'm more nervous than anything. Um, those who are super close to me know that I kind of like make videos. It's just like what I do. I make like my own little private videos and I just keep them to myself and I never put anything out. Recently, that's a lie. For the past year or so, God has been telling me you need to start like talking about me publicly, like more. Um, and so that's what I'm gonna do. He pretty much told me everything that you're sitting on right now. And I don't know if this word like speaks to anybody else, but he was just like, whatever it is that you're sitting on right now that I gave you, like that book, that song, that sermon, that whatever, I need you to release it now. And I've been, metaphorically speaking, pregnant for a while with that idea, this idea that God has given me, and it's about time. And so I wrote a book. That's the announcement. I'm scared out of my mind because it's about me. And it's like writing in your diary and then exposing it to the world, like sharing it to all these strangers who don't know you, who's gonna judge you. And this is really weird. But God has been telling me it's not about me and it's about Him and His glory. And it's for somebody. I don't know who it's for, but it's for somebody. Basically, long story short, I rarely talk about this publicly. I don't know why I don't. Maybe because I'm afraid of people thinking that I'm not telling the truth, or maybe I'm afraid. I don't know. I'm trained now as an apologist, as a Christian apologist, to like, lend on logic and sound reason. And a part of my testimony or story just doesn't make any rational sense because it wasn't anything in the natural. It was very supernatural. I had, in so many words, a road to Damascus moment, if you will, my own, yeah, Jesus is actually real now that I've been doubting type of moment. You know what I mean? I lived a life in direct rebellion against God. Anyone who knows me prior to 2011 knows that Brittany was the wild child. And I indulged in all kinds of things under the sun, and I don't want to give the entire book away, but I didn't realize that living in direct rebellion against God, I mean, literally living like my truth. You guys ever hear that? Like, oh, I want to live my truth. Like, this is true for me. Don't come for me. This is for me. It may not be for you, but that's your truth and this is mine. Don't judge us because it ain't no absolute truth. Like, this is us. So I'm going to live my truth. And so I lived my truth, whatever that means. And to the fullest extent. And I didn't realize that living a life in direct rebellion against God invited some unclean things that were directly in rebellion against Him as well. Spoiler alert, a little bit. It's not a spoiler alert. My favorite genre of like movies growing up was like horror movies. And I didn't believe in like supernatural things. I just thought, I mean, I guess I believed in a God. I didn't know if Jesus was God, but I believed in something. But I didn't believe in like the angels, demons, all that type of stuff that you would see in like horror movies. And so I loved horror movies. I loved watching little girls get sucked into TV screens and demon possessions and little creepy dolls moving their head. Like I was into all of that. Halloween was my favorite holiday, and it wasn't until I went on this trip and I had these Christian women pray for me, and that I realized that that stuff was real, period. That I was living a life of my truth, doing what I wanted to do, whatever made me feel good, as long as I wasn't hurting anybody else. Like, I thought that was cool. And I don't want to give the book away, but something happened big, and there was no other name Oh, I'm getting emotional. There was no other name that I could cry out to that would save me. There was, it wasn't Allah, it wasn't Buddha. And I looked, you'll read that. Like, I looked around, I looked for different worldviews to see if Christianity was true. I was dating a guy from a completely different worldview who was telling me that Allah was the truth and that he was from the Nation of Islam, and that, Jesus was just this mere man, a prophet. The resurrection didn't happen. He was telling me all these different things, and because I didn't have like an answer for the faith that I had in Jesus, I was liable to be converted. And I didn't have a real relationship with Jesus, and so this video is all over the place. I don't even know if I'm gonna release this one. Well, I guess I should, but yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore. The life I was living was leading me straight to hell. Basically, I didn't know that. And so, okay, who's this book for? This book is for anyone that has questions about God. Like, if you doubt that God is real, if you doubt that he cares, if you doubt that you living and doing what you want to do, or not doubt, but if you believe that living the way that you want to live, in and out of relationships, having sex outside of marriage, wild parties, drinking, if you think that dating a guy who comes against your faith, women, because I can't really speak to the men, but I can speak to some chicks. I can tell you my story. This book is for you.